The Ace Pro 2 is a great camera by itself, but when you pair it with the right accessories, you can take it to another level. The question is, which accessories are right for you? And the answer is, it depends. If you want to put the Ace Pro 2 on your helmet or on your chest to capture your bike rides, you want the utility frame. If you want your videos to have that cinematic feel, you want the ND filter set. If you're a vlogger, you want the multi-mount. I have 6 accessories here. Some are compatible with the Ace Pro and the Ace Pro 2. Some are only compatible with the Ace Pro 2. At the end of this video, I'm going to share what I believe is the best combo for just about any situation. Insta360 sent me all these items to share with you. My affiliate link is down in the description. If you decide to purchase any of these things, I'd appreciate if you use it. It helps support the channel. Thanks. The first item I recommend for everybody is a screen protector. You get 2 screen protectors, and I've already used one. It actually saved my screen. My Ace Pro 2 was on a tripod and it was extremely windy. It was so windy, matter of fact, that it blew the tripod over and my rear screen fell directly onto the corner of a sharp rock. The screen protector was cracked, but the screen was fine. There wasn't any signs of damage at all. It's in perfect condition, and I'm so grateful that I had the screen protector on there. The screen protector is easy to install. All you have to do is clean the screen using the provided wipes and the screen cloth. Use the dust removal sticker to remove any unwanted particles. It drives me nuts when I see little pieces of dust under a screen protector. That looks good. I don't see anything at all on there. Here's the screen protector, and you see that one of the tabs has the number 1 right there. You want to remove that. And then you want to carefully place the screen protector. I have the screen protector on there, and you can see there's some bubbles here. You want to get rid of those, and that's what this tool is. So you start from the center and you push out until you move all the bubbles out to the edge. And then finally you remove this one last piece of film. I go over again with the clean cloth, really getting it pressed in there, and it's all set. I usually struggle putting on screen protectors, but this one is pretty easy. Next is the utility frame. It's compatible with the Ace Pro and the Ace Pro 2. The camera slides right into the utility frame, and you still have access to the shutter button, the power button, the USB-C port, and the micro SD card slot. On the bottom, you still have access to the bottom mount. And here on the left side, you have additional mount if you want to mount the camera vertically. I'll show that to you a little bit later in the video. And if you push this button here, it gives you access to the battery port. If you go here to the back, you see it provides extra protection to the edges of the rear touchscreen, but still giving you access to the clips to open it. And also you pick up 2 cold shoe mounts, one here on the top and one here on the left side. Having the additional cold shoe mounts is nice. You can mount an external light on the top, and you can also add an external microphone like the DJI Mic 2, and you are all set up. Based on my personal experience using the Ace Pro 2 over these last several months, you really don't need an external microphone if you're going to keep it within arm's length. The audio quality is good, and it's a similar thing with the light. Having additional light is always good, but if you're in a situation where it's low light, the pure video mode does a good job enhancing the brightness and reducing the noise, so the light is nice but not necessary. The utility frame is also nice if you do adventure content. Let's go with mountain biking, because the utility frame provides extra protection, but this additional mounting spot here allows you to quickly go from horizontal to vertical. I have my helmet here, have a mount. If I want to mount the Ace Pro 2 horizontally, just click it in there. It's all set and I'm ready to go. It's in there nice and secure and protected, but you can quickly switch to vertical if you're trying to get content for social media. Now you're all set up for vertical content, and you can do the same thing if you use a chest mount. I make outdoor content about hiking, camping, off-roading, and the gear that I use to make these videos. If this video has been helpful, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button. Thanks. This next accessory I use all the time. It is so useful and compatible with so many pieces of gear, and it is the multi-mount. When it's folded up, it's compact and easy to hold, making it great for vlogging and selfies. When you open the legs up, it turns into a short tripod. If you're traveling or vlogging, having a small tripod is a must. A full-size tripod by comparison is just too big, especially if you're recording in unconventional environments. Even recording at this picnic table is much easier with a small tripod. I'll show you a side-by-side comparison here, so you can see the size difference between the two. In order to get the full-size tripod even close to the height I need, I'd have to remove this piece, really extend out the legs, and then it still can't get to the right height. Now compare that to the multi-mount. All I have to do is go like that, tighten here, and it's locked into place and ready to go. You can extend it out and use it as a selfie stick. This is a good setup to get low angle shots. I'll show it to you now. I'm going to try and get a cool shot of that tree stump right there. I have the screen flipped up. With the screen flipped up, I can easily see the handle gives me some nice stability, and I can just nice and easy go across like that. That felt good. There's also this little hook here that pops out, and you can use it to hang the multi-mount from different objects, which is great if you're a solo creator like me and you want to get different angles and not just the tripod on the ground or the tripod on a chair or the tripod on the table. I'll show you here. So I was able to put the hook here, and when this holds in the picnic table, and now it's suspended from the edge of the picnic table. I have it hooked onto this branch. It's nice and stable, not going anywhere. You can also hook it onto rocks. This hook gives you so many options. You're not limited to only using the multi-mount with the Ace Pro 2. It has a 1/4-inch thread, so anything that uses a 1/4-inch thread you can attach to this. One of my favorite things to do is if I'm traveling, I want to have a light with me that's compact and has a 1/4-inch mount here. So I attach it. I take this with me when I go out traveling. It doesn't matter if I'm in the hotel room or I'm out camping. I can have my light and mount it just about anywhere. The multi-mount is so versatile, I never go out without it. Footage from action cameras can have this unnatural look to them, especially if you're moving fast. And that's because fast moving objects have a natural blur to them when we see it. So if you wave your hands in front of your face, it's kind of blurry. But if you look through it from the camera, you can kind of see all your individual fingers moving, which is unnatural to our eye. And the solution to that is to set the shutter speed to twice the frame rate. So if you have your camera set to 30 frames per second, that means your shutter speed needs to be 1/60, and that will give you that natural motion blur that we're used to seeing and is oftentimes, considered cinematic. The problem is if you set your camera to 30 frames per second and you manually set the exposure to 1/60, if it's a bright sunny day, your image is going to be overexposed. So right now I'm kind of in the shade, but I'm gonna go out to some sun and you'll be able to see it for yourself. I'm still in the shade a little bit, but the sun's coming up. I think I have enough sunlight to demonstrate how if you set the frame rate to 30 frames per second and the shutter speed at 1/60 to get that motion blur, how that can affect the exposure of the camera. So I have the Ace Pro 2 here. I'm gonna go to those settings so you can see how it's going to look. I went in and manually adjusted the exposure on the Ace Pro 2 to get that cinematic effect. I set the frame rate to 30 frames per second and the shutter speed to 1/60, and you can see that it's completely blown out. The sky is white, the rocks and trees you can barely see, and obviously that's a problem, but there is a solution. The solution to the problem is this. These are ND filters, and this is a set specifically made for the Ace Pro 2. There is 3 ND filters in here. There's an ND8, an ND16, and an ND32, and a polarizing lens. And basically what these do is they go over the camera and they act as sunglasses to darken the image, to bring down the exposure while not having to adjust your shutter speed. The ND filter just slides right on top of the lens, like so. It's that easy, fits on there nice and secure. Now I'll show you how that affects the exposure. So the image is completely blown out. You place the ND filter on. Now you can see the sky is blue. So there are various shades of ND filter. You just kind of have to experiment to see which one works for your particular setting. I want to give you a closer look at the set here. This is an ND8. This is an ND16, this is an ND32, and this is the polarizer right here. Here's the polarizer, and here's the ND32 filter. You can see how dark it is compared to the polarizer, and that's because they serve different purposes. The polarizer you put on, and that is going to increase the saturation of the sky. So if you really want that nice deep blue sky, you put that on there, and it also reduces glare off of the water and off of glass. I personally don't use ND filters. I experimented with them, and the reason why I got away from using them is because I'm a solo creator and I'm kind of out there running and gunning, and I don't have the time to stop and manually adjust the exposure for every single scenario and find the right ND filter for it. I'm not overly concerned about motion blur, but if you want that certain kind of look, ND filters are a must, and you can also do some interesting things with them when it comes to photography. The next accessory is the Xplorer Grip Kit. I did a whole video on that. I'll show you a section of it right now. The kit comes in a few pieces, giving you a lot of flexibility. There is the protective utility frame. The protective frame alone is a big plus for me. I mostly make outdoor adventure content, so I'm really rough on my cameras. The Ace Pro 2 slides into the utility frame, and this also fits the Ace Pro. When the Ace Pro 2 is in the utility mount, you still get access to the USB-C port and micro SD slot here on the side. You still have access to the magnetic mount here on the bottom and on the side here, and now it gives you a 1/4 inch thread mount if you want to record vertical content, and this pops up so you still have access to the battery. And right here you can connect the wrist strap that comes with it, and right up here on the top you now have a cold shoe mount if you want to attach a microphone or a light. The utility frame provides a lot of extra protection for the camera. You see here it's protecting the edges. It still gives you access to the flip up screen. I'm gonna have to take off my gloves here. And so you can still flip up the screen. And here on the front, this is a wind guard, and it kind of edges up here to protect that, so it's really going to protect your camera. The utility frame isn't necessarily revolutionary. You can get these things in the aftermarket, but what really transforms it is the grip and the cold shoe shutter button. I'll show that to you now. This is the grip, and on the bottom here is a little piece that you use to screw the grip onto the frame. It's really easy to connect, and you just use a piece to screw it on. The grip is in the frame, but you still have access to the battery, and it feels good in my hand, but there's one more piece that is necessary, and that is the cold shoe shutter button, because if you see here, that's a shutter button, but it's it's hard to reach, and I've never seen anything like the cold shoe shutter. I'll put that on right now. Here's the cold shoe mount on the utility frame, and this is the shutter button accessory, and it slides right into the cold shoe. The shutter button accessory is in the cold shoe mount, and now when you click here, it actually pushes the shutter button, so that way you can easily hit it. It's very comfortable right where you need it. And this piece here is kind of decorative. That just slides off, and now you still have a cold shoe, so using this does not take that away. Last but not least is the wrist strap. It's heavy duty, the camera's not going anywhere. The only thing else I would add is this. It's a portable charging case, and it doesn't only charge Ace Pro batteries, it also charges batteries for the Insta360 X3 and the X4. You can charge 2 batteries at the same time. Right now I have my extra Ace Pro 2 battery in here, but I can also put my X4 battery in here and have them both charging and ready to go. There's space up here for 2 extra micro SD cards. The lights here show you how much battery power is left in the case and that it's charging. It takes the case about 40 minutes to charge the Ace Pro 2 batteries to 80%, about 73 minutes to fully charge it. When the case is fully charged itself, you can expect to be able to fully charge 3 batteries. All 6 of these accessories have benefits, but these are the ones that I recommend. First, the screen protector. You never know what could happen, and there's no downside to protecting the rear screen. The multi-mount is a no-brainer. It's so versatile and compact. The next one I recommend is the Xplorer Grip. You get all of the protection of the utility frame. In addition, you get the grip that gives you the comfort and feel of a point and shoot, and the closed shoe shutter button. Last but not least is the portable battery charger, because you can never have too many batteries and an easy way to charge them when you're out. I hope this video has been helpful. If you want to learn even more about the Ace Pro 2, check out this video.